Want me to unmute this?
Oh, yes, please.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, we're joined now by Creighton head coach McDermott. Coach, if you want to start with a statement, then we'll go to questions.
Crazy game. Crazy game. Basketball is it's a goofy game, and it's a game of momentum. It's a game of stick-to-itiveness, and we were not ourselves that first half defensively. I didn't recognize that team, but we kept fighting. We kept plugging, and we don't practice the zone a bunch, but the guys were really good in it. And then we executed some stuff, and guys made some great reads on the offensive end. It's a heck of a win against a really, really good basketball team, especially when you had a guy like Aiken do what he did tonight. He did a pretty good job on Mamu for the most part, but we had some of their other guys that really hurt us.
All right, we'll take questions and raise hand. Teacher will start with Joe.
Yeah, I'm wondering when you open up the second half and things just go dry. I think at one point you missed the first 10 3-pointers of the half, but obviously it turned around so strongly. When you talk about being a crazy game, I mean, is that part of it? I mean, you can just go from ice cold to red hot like that.
I mean, we only scored on 3 of our first 11 possessions, and offense kind of came easy for both teams the first half. Fortunately for us, they only scored on 4 of their first 12, so it kept us at least within shouting distance where we had a chance if we could go on a run to get back in it. And the guys they executed the zone stuff well. We trapped out of it a few times. And just, trying to take them out of a rhythm. They were in a really, really good rhythm, and we were having a hard time keeping them out of the paint. We were having a hard time, keeping Roden and Kale from getting to their kill spots, and the zone did it for us. So really proud of our team, proud that they stuck together and hung together. I mean, you cannot like the way you're playing, but you have to continue to believe in who you are. And I think this group did that tonight.
John?
I'm sorry. Seton Hall did a great job on Mitch Ballock and just in terms of limiting his looks. What did he do differently, or maybe what did you guys do differently to get him free, to get him some open looks where you can get going and get some confidence?
Yeah, we ran a set to start the game, and we're able to get a little misdirection and get him open, and he knocked that down. And I think anytime you hit your first one, it feels good. But Mitch has been a little bit more aggressive the last 3 or 4 basketball games, which has been good to see. And good things happen when he does that. So we needed an elite performance from somebody tonight because of the way we played defensively that first half, and certainly Mitch gave it to us.
I know that this group, they've got a lot of experience, so there can be some self-correcting on the fly, but what was the conversation like in the locker room, like the guys between themselves, you with them? Because I know that Seton Hall stretched the lead out in the second half, but it didn't seem like everything was coming as easy as it was in the first half, despite sometimes.
Well, it didn't come easy for us, but fortunately, what my concern was how easy it was coming for them. And my message to them at halftime is like, I don't, there's no scheme here. Like we sat in here as a coaching staff and talked about, let's switch this guy into this guy and this guy into this guy. But if you don't compete and you don't fight a little, it doesn't matter what we do. So we just have to be better at what we're supposed to do, and then let the chips fall where they may. And I thought we did that to start the second half. Like I said, they scored on 4 of their first 12. It at least kept us in it, and then they were able to create some separation. That's when we went to the zone, and the zone was kind of a last-ditch effort. Either it's going to work and we got a chance to get back in it, or it's not going to work and we're going to get our doors blown off. But fortunately, now Niatawa and Matt, you guys got to rewrite the stories you already had written and start over. So it's going to be a late night for you two.
All right, I had to unmute. Matt, congratulations. You guys, I guess, got a little separation between you and Seton Hall and Nova tonight. I was clearly in second place now, but it's great.
it's crazy here because Nova's been playing half the games you have because of COVID. Are you guys paying attention to the Big East race, winning the Big East championship at all right now? Or?
I mean, it's one of our goals, but to be honest, this season you can't get too caught up in that stuff. Just be happy that you're playing. There's a lot of teams across the country, and certainly some teams in our conference that have been far less fortunate than us in terms of ability to play games. And sometimes it happens to their team, sometimes it happens to their opponent. And we've been blessed and we've been lucky. Our guys have done a good job, and we've just been fortunate. The team that we're supposed to play has been okay to play as well. So, while I'd love to win a conference championship, if somebody goes 9-1 and we go, 15-5 or whatever it is, I'm not gonna cry. Like, let's just be happy we played college basketball. Let's be happy that these guys have the opportunity to do what they love to do. And then we'll let the chips fall where they may. And but the reality of it is much like our game at Seton Hall last year when we were 3 back of the lead. Had we lost that game, we were probably out of the conference race. And I think tonight was similar. We're 3 back in the loss column to Villanova. If you lose this one, it's a hard climb. And it certainly looked like things weren't going to go our way for a long time. But fortunately, our guys kept believing.
Thank you.
All right, John, we'll attempt a couple more questions.
Was there a moment, Greg, when you saw maybe, like you said, you guys kept believing, they kept working, but eventually the shots started falling and the momentum started to slip. I wonder when you sensed that, or did you get a feel that hey, we've really got a good shot here?
I don't remember how much time it was left the first time we got it to 6 or 7, but I thought when that happened, I thought, all right, we've got a real chance here. We just got to keep plugging. And we did a good job of the zone of not giving up a lot of rhythm threes. They got it to the teeth of it in the middle a few times and made some plays. But other than that, we did a good job, and then we got them off the backboards as well. So it just kind of stymied their flow. And we hit a couple shots, and when you hit a couple shots, you fly around a little bit more defensively, and the guys certainly did that in that zone.
All right, we're going to end the session quickly.
Thanks.
Houston, man, run that back.
All right, we're going to Mitch Ballock with us. We'll start with Matthew and some questions.
Mitchell, can you walk us back that last little possession after they tied it up there? I mean, really, in the one before it, you and Marcus, could play a lot of basketball together. Just the quick reads you guys made and the decision you guys made to get those shots up when you did.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was 24-0. Patty was still in the game. They executed, came back, and the rest is history. But no, like I'm saying, Marcus, high level basketball IQ. Love playing with the guy. It makes my life a whole lot easier. But like you said, when he came off that ball screen, he made the right read. My guy stayed a little bit, and then you just got to shoot the ball with confidence. And then that I think we flipped it into that step up off a double, and Marcus came up and hit that big time shot. So, when you have a point guard like that who's always looking to make the right play and not really making a play for himself, but lets the game come to him, then everything opens up, and there were just big shots to help us get to a victory.
Mitch, I know you guys never quit. Like, you're always going to keep fighting, but I just wonder when you felt like you were like, hey, we are turning the momentum, or we're changing it. Our work is paying off. Was there a moment in the game when you could sense that?
Yeah, I was just telling John. I was out. I think it was under the 8-minute timeout, and we had 2 free throws to bring it within 59-70, and that was I was on the bench, and I was like, guys, we're here. You have 7.5 minutes left in the game, and we're in a good position. And when you have an offense that can execute and make shots and make plays like we can, then the rest, you just got to make the plays. And we hit some tough shots and made some good plays, but we just trusted each other down the stretch, and it worked out for us.
All right, Joe Nugent.
Hey, Mitch, I'm wondering, do you guys have an extra sense of confidence when you play Seton Hall? Because you guys have obviously been in some really good games the last 2 years with them, and you guys find a way to win, even when both teams play pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an extra little bit of confidence. Obviously, they have some. They're very, very well coached, and they have guys that can step up and make plays. You saw Aiken tonight. He played really well, got downhill, made plays. put himself in positions to score and make plays for everyone else. And when you have a guy like Mamu and Roden that can shoot the ball and Kale who's capable, it poses a lot of defensive problems. Not problems, but just challenges. And when you have guys that can make plays, it's the same on our team. We have a lot of different weapons, and both teams very well coached, and it's always going to come down to the wire. And sometimes you just got to keep grinding, keep digging a little more, show a little more teeth, and they popped us in the mouth the first 25, 30, 40 minutes of the 35 minutes of the game, and we just were mature enough to stay in the game and keep playing and keep coming. So that was good for us, and that was huge.
All right, Matt?
No comment.
Mitch, Seton Hall's been a team that kind of has keyed in on you and tried to, make everything you do pretty difficult. But tonight you were able to get, I think, 17 shots up or whatever. What did you see tonight in terms of how you were able to manipulate, your defender or the ball screens and that you were coming off a little harder to get shots up today?
Yeah, did I really shoot 17 shots?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my most at Creighton. I don't think I've ever gotten that much up. But they do an unbelievable job just staying home. They get a guy in the paint, and we have a lot of guys that can make plays around the rim, but we really pride ourselves in setting our feet in the paint and making plays for one another inside out. And they do a good job of taking me away and doing that. Tonight, I just kind of stayed aggressive. Mac's been talking to me just kind of get to that mid-range, but tonight, I was looking for the mid-range, but then I just kept going to the rim. So that opens it up. And then when you throw in a ridiculous shot within 5 seconds of the shot clock from 35 feet, it just kind of opens up the rest of your game, and it's tough to guard. It puts them in a tough situation. And then, like I said before, you got guys like Marcus and Dame and Denzel and CB and Ryan and Jake came in and played huge minutes. When those guys have just been effective all year, it's just kind of a next man up mentality. I've been preaching that for the last 4 years, and you never know who it's going to be any given day in any given game. You just kind of prepare and be ready for the moment. So we did that, and Ryan sets up good plays going to the rim, and he's a big body on the screen just to kind of get you open looks. So when you have that, you just got to be ready, stay ready, and trust it.
All right, last question for Mitch will be John Niatala.
Max said you have to practice much of that Seton. How much have you practiced? The prep the last 2 days, or?
We've probably practiced that the last time you got your haircut, honestly. It's been a while, but no. To be honest, I don't know. Honestly, we haven't gone over it a little. We haven't gone over that much. September, October, we kind of hammered it hard. We put it in, and we kind of got the rotations and kind of the matchup and how we come with it. And that trap, we threw the trap late in the game on several different possessions that kind of put them in tough situations, and we had guys rotating to the right spots and just made it tough. So when you have a team that's mature enough and we're majority upperclassmen, you just got to be ready for whatever. And the coaches put us in a great situation. They made adjustments, and we came out with it. We stole one, honestly.
All right, thanks, Mitch.
Appreciate you guys.
We'll have Marcus Zegarowski here for just 2 questions. All right, questions for Marcus. We'll do John Niatala first, and then Matt DeMarinis with the final question.
Just what was the read, Marcus, on Mitch's final shot? Like I think maybe he said that you guys had kind of run something similar on the one that you hit, just a ball screen up top, and then you had to pull up. But what did you see on how that thing unfolded?
Yeah, I think Mitch does a great job of, coming in and ghosting ball screens. I think we practice it every day. And, when he came and ghosted it, I think Kale was guarding him, and Kale kind of jumped out at me, and then he created separation, and then I just kind of threw it over and kind of delivered it and hit, and then he made a tough shot down the stretch.
All right, final question, Matt DeMarinis.
Marcus, you guys have faced double-digit deficits like this in your careers, but I'm just wondering tonight against a team that's as talented as Seton Hall is, how did you not fold? When you're just hey, this is kind of like what it was like on January 6th. You guys got rolling, they couldn't stop it, and it was just your night. Why did you guys not let this be there?
Yeah, I think the mentality of just keep plugging. Keep playing hard. Keep going. They hit some tough shots in the first half, and we knew if we just got stops on the defensive end, and then in the second half, coach made a great adjustment on defense. You know, we went to our 2-5 defense, and that kind of, you know, shook them a little bit. And then, you know, we had, you know, a lot of unselfish plays on the offensive end, and, you know, just to have just the mentality of, you know, just keep plugging, you know, next man up, and, you know, just sticking together. You know, in times like that, usually teams will kind of grow apart, but I think tonight we kind of got closer, and, you know, that's the reason why we won.